Hi everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're taking a look at the Kizer Apus, A-P-U-S. There you can see the name, designer Henar. Not exactly sure who that is or how to pronounce either of those names, but here's the packaging. Pretty standard Kizer packaging. Comes with little kind of cleaning cloth, little stuff like that. Little, I think it shows other Kizer stuff. I don't know, kind of like a little promotional thing. But all the regular Kizer stuff. Like a nice nylon pouch. And that is how the knife came in the pouch, wrapped in plastic. So, pretty standard Kizer stuff, but compared to other knives of the range, fairly nice packaging. And here's the knife itself. So this is the titanium carbon fiber version. There's also a titanium and copper version where the overlay is copper. I chose carbon fiber just because I don't like carrying around a copper knife. They just kind of make your hands stink and just don't really seem as useful for that because every time you touch it, then your hands smell like dirty pennies. So, get right into the specs and measurements. We have an overall length of 6.9 inches, blade length of 3.3 inches, a blade width of 0.88 inches, blade thickness of 0.14, handle thickness of 0.6 inches, handle length of 3.87 inches, and a handle width of 0.75 inches. Weight was listed as 2.95 ounces, which definitely didn't seem right on Blade HQ's website. So then I looked at the copper version, and it said 3.95 ounces. I don't know if the copper scales would make it enough to be a whole ounce heavier, but I'd believe more around the upper 3 ounce range. I did not weigh it myself, though. Blade material is standard for Kizer, S35VN, and there you can see the model number and the logo. This side has the name and the designer. Handle material, like I said, tie with carbon fiber as the overlay. And you can see it's kind of machined with a texture, or not really a texture, but a design where it steps up a little bit. Blade style, they listed it as a clip point. It's got a flat grind with a plain edge, and as you can see, it's got the pretty normal Kizer stonewash on it, with kind of the bead blasted, just regular gray titanium for the handle and back spacer. Right hand tip up carry only. You can see that clip is curved, so if it was going to be reversible, they would have to include 2 of them, so they just made it right hand tip up only. And I think that screw goes all the way through this side into the pocket clip, so the pocket clip doesn't have a screw head showing on it, so nice and clean. It's a Kizer, so it's made in China, and it is a frame lock, as you can see. On to the design. As you can tell from a couple of my flips, it is a front flipper only. There you can see that, nice and smooth. Got a radius all around. See, nice and smooth there. Jimping right there to help you flip it. There's also jimping right here for when it's open. Then you have a little bit of jimping back here and jimping up here Since it's not a regular flipper and you don't have that flipper sticking out kind of as a guard from your hand sliding up, I guess this jimping might help a little bit from keeping your hand sliding up when you're using it. And pocket clip is milled out of titanium. Nice big gap there for your pants. Goes in and out easy, nice and smooth. You can see the angle kind of curve of the underside of that pocket clip, so it slides in nice and easy. Retention is nice, but it's so smooth that it doesn't really matter how tight that is. The carbon fiber is more of that shredded carbon fiber. It's not like the regular carbon fiber you see on a lot of knives or on like cars and stuff. It's that shredded carbon fiber, and you can see some voids in it. See if I can point them out. They're kind of small, but like right there next to my nail, right there, and a big one right there, but you don't feel any of them. It feels nice and smooth. It's got a little bit of a, you can hear the sound of it, but it's nice and smooth, so you don't notice any of those voids or anything. I don't think they'd really do anything. Not like it's too bad or anything, but it's obviously not carbon fiber they'd use on a Lamborghini or something. Back spacer, also milled out of titanium. Nice big lanyard hole there if that's what you want to carry it with. And since it is blocked off, no worry of your blade cutting, your paracord or whatever. Back spacer is mostly full, goes all the way up, almost to the top of the knife, so no worry about your finger getting, or being able to touch the blade in there. And that's pretty much it. Oh, the opening in the blade. So when I looked at the picture, I kind of assumed it would be one of the ones where you can kind of get your nail in there and finger flick it, but you really just can't get enough leverage to do it. I don't know if it's just because the hole is too small or the detent is too strong, but it's obviously not made for that, but it would have been nice to be able to have a secondary way to open it other than just using it like a nail nick, which that's pretty much what it is. You just use it like a normal traditional knife nail nick. Now onto some of the pros. It came sharp. I can cut my little cheat sheet. So as you can see, it came sharp like most Kizers do. It also is just a very cool design. Fits in the hand well. Thumb lines right up with that jimping. Pull back and it lines up with the other jimping. But kind of a classy design with that carbon fiber in there. It's not some big tactical threatening knife or anything, just kind of a standard normal looking fancy knife. I assume if you pulled it out in front of a non-knife person, they'd kind of know it was fancier than a $20 Walmart knife or something, but for $130, looks a little more fancy than that price. Feels great in the hand. Kind of already said that, but pretty much any grip feels good. Flips great. As you can tell, I don't think I've missed any flips. I did stab myself like 30 minutes after I got it. Can't really see, but I was trying to do that kind of flip where you use your index finger, which I have another front flipper, which I'll show in the comparison, but I was doing that and somehow got my thumb in the way and stabbed myself. Other than that, I haven't stabbed myself doing it the regular way, so it's pretty safe if you do it the right way. And it flips nice and easy. It's got a stronger detent than most front flippers I've felt, so it takes a little more force. You have to kind of push a little harder with the side of your thumb than a normal one, but then it fires out. So on to the cons, the size. I kind of expected it to be a little bigger. From the look, seeing it online, I guess I should have paid attention to the blade length, but looking at it, just in the white background stock picture of it, I kind of assumed it would have been like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like some of the bigger Kizers, like the Megatherium and the Thuck or the GPB1. Some of those, like I thought it'd be like a big 4-inch handle almost, and I think I said earlier the handle length is, well, handle length's 3.8 inches, but like a 4.5-inch handle, like some of the bigger zero tolerances and stuff. So kind of felt like it would have been that, and I kind of think I would have liked it better if it was bigger, especially being a strong detent front flipper. A bigger knife would have given you more purchase to be able to flip it out. You wouldn't really worry about like, oh, the detent's so strong that I might just like launch it out of my hand while trying to flip it, because it kind of feels like that sometimes. You can use the pocket clip like I do right there to kind of grip it. But if that pocket clip wasn't there and as like kind of sharp on the edges to hold it, I kind of feel like I would just pull so hard that I throw it out of my hand. So maybe a little bit bigger would have been nice. If they made a bigger size, I think I would definitely get that. And the other con is just that I stabbed myself trying to open it the wrong way. So really nothing bad about it. And actually, another one I just thought of right before filming this video, when I first started like flipping it and everything was great, but it kind of felt like over time it got a little gunked up. I don't know, just something about it. After the first couple days of using it, I had a bunch of like pocket lint on the blade, a lot more than I usually have on a knife. So I don't know if I had a lot of lint in my pockets or something, or if it's just easier for lint to get in. But it made the pivot a little more gritty feeling. So I wanted to take it apart, do a cleaning video, show like a disassembly, reassembly thing. But the pivot came off, super easy, T10 hardware. The rear standoff back there, rear screw, whatever, it is a T8, and you can see how stripped that out is now, or that is now. So it completely stripped out the T8 and a T9 when I was trying to take it apart. I think it's just completely Loctited down so hard that it is impossible to get off unless I use a soldering iron or something, which now it's a little too late because I already stripped it. So might need to get a new screw from them. But those are the cons: size and that piece of hardware. There was a little Loctite on the pivot, but not major. And then must have been a lot on there because it's holding the knife together and holding that pocket clip on. So I think they might have just completely filled it with Loctite. Final judgments on it: I think it's a very nice knife for the current price on Blade HQ, about $131. I'm not sure what the MSRP was. I know it was higher than that, but whatever that was, if it was around the $150, $175 range, I still think it's a good knife. S35VN, titanium, carbon fiber, bearings, everything nice. Always good for $130, $150, all around that range. So definitely like it for that price. And it's definitely a good carry size, being only around three something ounces, closed length of only about 3 inches, maybe 3.5 inches. Definitely easy to carry. And that's pretty much it on it. Don't have much else to say. I can show that centering. I kind of I need to tighten it down a little more, but let me see if I can do it real quick. There, I tightened it up a little more. And so since I couldn't disassemble it, I just put some pivot oil in it. And that kind of seemed to help it. Maybe it was just dry, maybe they didn't put enough in it, or it kind of evaporated out or something, whatever, but now it seems nice and smooth. I'll show a couple comparisons actually before I leave. Here is the other front flipper I have, the Abstruse from Elijah Isham. And you can see similar in size, but I can say that this detent is way lighter. You just barely have to push and it flies open. It's also got a little nail nick on it that is deep enough to thumb flick, or middle finger flick. So slightly different, lighter detent. The bearings are super smooth, so even with a light detent, it just rockets out. Here you can see it drop shut. And quick size comparison with the Paramilitary 2. You can see it is a lot smaller. The handle comparison, I mean about a whole inch or inch and a quarter smaller probably. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out the other videos on my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.